How's it going, fam? Welcome back to the channel. This is Eddie Star Tarot, and today I'll be doing a reading for the zodiac sign Leos. Leos, this reading is going to be a little bit different today. I'm obviously doing it on Saturday, but I'm going to start dedicating my Fridays to growth for spirituality. So these readings will be more oriented towards development of your spirituality. The ascension process, just the journey to enlightenment, right? And to help people grow on their path. So I will start dedicating my Fridays to that. So you can expect to see that. Also, I will be using two different decks. The first deck is the Secret Language of Light, and the second one is the White Light Oracle. Before I get started on your guys' reading, Leos, I want to tell you a little bit about myself so you guys get a better depiction of who I am, why I do what I do, and why I read the way that I read. And I feel like you guys knowing me will help me to connect with you better, and also you guys just get a better idea as to why I talk the way I talk, why I do what I do. So I'm obviously condensing my story into a small portion. There's a lot of details within it, but you'll get the overall idea. So my journey started out, there was a lot of adversity and a lot of trials within my life. And I feel like this experience, the life that I've lived, was dictated, a lot of it was because of what happened with me as a child. Early childhood, even all the way up to middle school and a little bit of high school, I went through very, very, very abusive homes. Also being adopted, stuff like that, right? But the abuse was one of the defining factors. And the abuse wasn't just physical, it was an emotional abuse, it was spiritual abuse, neglect, abandonment. So there was a wide variety of things that I was dealing with. But those events, I brought those events into my life. And one of the things that someone had told me before is that you were in survival mode. You're a very good survivor, but surviving isn't living. And that just hit deep with me, right? And most of my life I had been in that place of survival. The unfortunate thing, you guys, is that I didn't learn from my lessons. One of the things that I learned, and I had stuck with it for so long, was how to cope. And I couldn't cope properly, and I was very codependent. What I became codependent on was alcohol and drug addiction. So it didn't start out with me just being a drug addict. It started out with me being an alcoholic, and then it evolved from there, right? But I didn't know how to stop. That was the unfortunate thing. And the stuff that I had gone through in the past, the first moment that I had the drink, thing that I said to myself was, how did I ever live without this, and how will I ever go forward without it? I said, I never not want to drink, right? So that was already a perspective of an alcoholic right from the get-go. So I was already an alcoholic mind before I got there. So just finding it was disaster waiting to happen. The unfortunate thing is that we all know the evolutionary process of an addict or an alcoholic. You're going to make really bad decisions, and you're going to do things that are not of your highest self. So I've always had a good heart. I knew that I had something going on extra. I didn't have the words for it. And also I didn't put any attention to it. So I never grew myself. Also, I felt like in my life there was a stagnancy. I wasn't able to grow. There was no growth because of my addiction. So I always stood in the process. I feel like it was me staying in the matrix or staying asleep. I was deeply embedded within the matrix. And I'll tell you guys, I struggled for a long time. I had many stints going to rehab, but a lot of the times before this last time that I went, I always went for somebody else, or I always went because I needed to get out of trouble, stuff like that, right? It is the alcoholic walk, man. I walked it. But at the end, you guys, the last two times, I couldn't explain it then, but now I can, is I was going through the dark night of the soul and going through the awakening process, but I was doing it by trying to cope with alcoholism and drug addiction. And I know there's other people that resonate with this because it's very difficult to go through this process. And I extended my stay within the dark night of the soul, and it was very difficult, you guys. I'll tell you that. The big shift for me, you guys, is the last time that I lost everything. I was homeless. I always say that I had one pair of shoes, or I had one shoe on, a pair of jeans, and a shirt. I was messy. I hadn't showered in forever. It was a disaster, man. I had burned every bridge. I was that type at the end. And I had to literally be brought to my knees to have an awakening, or to have the ability to just ask for help. And that's where I got. In this last time, there was no one else. There was only me, and I only had myself to blame. And so at that point, I just said, I'm going to make a promise to myself where I'm going to just give this a chance, and I'm going to give it my all. And I did, and that was the shift. But the huge shift for me, you guys, is on the 6-month mark is when I had my spiritual awakening, and all this information started coming to me. And maybe you guys resonate with it. When the spiritual awakening process happens, I started this thirst for knowledge and wisdom. Some of these downloads came in, and I knew that I had to research them. And one of the major things for me was angel numbers. I had always been getting them, but I always ignored them. I didn't know what they were. And so finally I looked up 333, and angel number 333 had given me guidance. And then I started the moment that I gave it attention is when it expanded. I immediately I knew that the numbers weren't linear. It was palindromic numbers. So it's like these names, numbers, these definitions were coming in my mind. I was like, how is this happening, right? And that's what happens to us, right? We start downloading this information from somewhere. I believe it's source. But I say all that, you guys, because I know that you guys are going to resonate with it on some level. And that's how my journey started. Fast forward I've been sober since January 20th of 2020. It's been a miserable journey as well. It's been hard and difficult. A lot of letting go, a lot of healing. But I am here today, and I read for you guys, obviously, and I'm taking chances, and I go for it. And those are big shifts that happen within my life. But let's focus on what you guys need to get done, Leos. I'm reading for Leos. So I'm going to start off with the secret language of light, and let's see what comes up for you guys. Spirit, what do we have for Leos? All right, Spirit. What do we have for Leos today? Thank you. First card that's coming out, you guys, is Focus. Beautiful. Spirit, what else do we have? Thank you. We have Transformation. And then we have Soul Song. And on the bottom of the deck, we have Ask Your Soul. Wow. All the cards that are coming out, you guys, this didn't come out for any other zodiac, so this is very specific in which it's coming out for you guys. I am going to be reading out of the book too, so just know this reading will be a little bit longer, but I'm telling you, this stuff is made for you guys to go through the ascension process and help with your guys' process. I'm going to start out with I'm going to start out with the bottom of the deck, Ask Your Soul. This is a beautiful card, you guys. I love how there's processes, how it's ascending, right? And so to me, that's like cyclic or cycles. Also, we have this person meditating. And one of the key things is their heart space. They're meditating within their heart. Usually there's, he's sitting down. Also, we have this huge heart and we have a butterfly. So to me, there's transformation going on right now, Leos. You're going through this huge shift or transformational shift right now. Maybe some of you guys, it can feel second ascension process, maybe third. some type of, you've already awakened, but you're having a different shift. So there's something very transformational is happening. For some of Leos out there, you're going through the beginning stages and you're being asked to ask your soul. Why do you ask your soul? There's this process where in order for you guys to know what to do next, you have to ask your higher self. And it comes with the idea that your higher self, your soul, has the blueprint on your life. It has what is next? What should I do? When we ask our soul about things too, it is what our truth is. I talk about this because I'm an energy worker, right? So you know a room when you walk into it, especially if you know energy. You ever say like that person has a bad vibe or that person has a good vibe? A lot of the times that's because we have an inner radar. If you ask your soul about what you're doing, it's not just people or environments, it's about what you're reading or what you're actually doing with your life. If you're in a place of doubt, it's probably because you're not supposed to do it. If you have to convince yourself to do something, it's because you're probably not ready to accept it, right? Or you just don't want to do it. But there's this need to ask your higher self. I am going to read out of the book for it to see what else they have. It says, wise questions create wise answers. Yes, you're trying to figure out life right now. One of the beautiful things is to ask yourself. And it comes with the idea that if we meditate on a question, we will get the answer. It's to say that we have all the answers within us. We never really have to go to the external, but we do when we can't figure out the answer ourselves. But it says, something you have asked for will soon turn up in your life. Every time you request something, you plant a seed in the quantum field, or a vibrational reality, where it begins to grow and move towards you. This is how we create and expand consciousness. Asking is the first step in any creation. It only needs to be about 10% of the creative process, but somehow most of us make it about 90%. If we don't see any evidence of our desires are coming into our existence, we keep asking. That holds us in a place where the answers can't be heard. What you desire is on its way. You only need to ask once. It doesn't matter whether this is out loud or in the mind, because the universe interprets vibrations, not words. That's beautiful. And it goes back to what I was saying, you guys. When I said to go within or get the answers within, when we are in this place of the meditative state, you think about it like when we're sleeping. When we have our dreams, all that is information. Those are downloads. That's information and guidance for us to take. You should be depicting what your dreams are, because your dreams are telling you guys, it's your subconscious mind downloading what needs to be downloaded. And it comes in a weird way, but if you interpret your dreams, you'll notice that a lot of it has guidance for you within your waking life. Also, when we're in the meditative state, we're in a place where we quiet the noise, right? When we're in that process of meditating and we shut down the mind and we're in a quiet place, it helps us to lower the volume. And then we get to a place where we can download the answers. It goes like this, man. It's all energetic. If we all come from source, if we all come from God, that means that we all can tap into the universal code, the universal, I call it the universal codex. God has all the answers for us if we just tune into that frequency. But you have to learn how to do that, and you have to quiet yourself. So ask your soul is huge right now. Trust yourself. Trust the answers that come. That is your truth. And that goes in tandem, you guys, with focus. Spirit needs you guys to focus. This is the mind wave. It's coming into the mind space, right? Your mind. There's, to me, you guys, and two, we have the heart showing again. Just know that there's three energy centers. There's three minds. There's the mind, the heart is a mind, and your stomach is a mind, right? Whatever you focus your attention on, that is what's going to come into your reality. It was talking about the manifestation process in the Ask Your Soul card, right? It was talking about, maybe you guys are in this process where you guys are utilizing the law of attraction. It's saying that you guys only need to ask once. So if you guys if you set your intentions, however you did that, right? Maybe you used candle magic. Maybe you guys just set your intentions through the full moon. However you guys do it, bay leaves. There's just different ways to do it, right? There's many different ways to manifest. Maybe you script. Depending on how you guys do it, it's telling you that you only have to do it once. So what is missing within the law of attraction? Maybe it's your guys' focus isn't entirely on your intentions, because if it tells you what you focus on becomes your reality, or what you focus on comes into your reality, maybe you're not at the same vibration, or maybe you're distracted. There's many different concepts when it comes to the law of attraction. So there's a need to focus on what it is that you want. Maybe you do need to quiet the noise. Maybe you need to meditate. Maybe there's this place where you need to prioritize what you need within your life right now. The law of attraction can't work if you're not giving. There's a process to ignite the law of attraction, or setting intentions is, like they said, it's a small portion to it. Everything else is meeting to that vibration. You can't bring something that you're not on the same wavelength, right? You need to be on the same wavelength to get there. How do we do that? This is your intention. This is what you want, and this is you. You need to raise that vibration so you're meeting at the same place. A lot of the times we're not lowering ourselves to get to a vibration. We want to higher ourselves to it. With that being said, we have to be in high vibrations, right? A higher vibration. We have to do work to get to that, right? We also have to be in a place of gratitude. We have to be in the place of, there's not just one law that we're doing. Law of attraction is being utilized. The law of vibration, the law of cause and effect. There's spiritual principles that are about this too. You guys are probably just like, dude, that's so much information. I can't do it anymore. Leos, you got this, man. Just focus. There's a need to focus. You guys are going through a very transformational period. Transformative. Your inner world is transforming. You guys are learning that your inner experience is your outer experience, that everything is whole. This is a beautiful, beautiful time period. Let's read the book Meaning for Transformation. Dude, once I get started, man, there's no stopping. Like, I got Red Bull going too. So it says suffering is optional. Oh, wow. You are experiencing an ending. You are feeling a loss as a hole or a void in your life. This empty feeling is a space for something new and better. A new way will reveal itself very soon. Awesome. Pain is something that happens to all of us, but suffering is a choice. To suffer is to believe thoughts that are not your sole truth. Justifying, analyzing, and rationalizing will separate you further from your soul's wisdom. From this state, you will blame yourself, another, or an event for feeling angry or sad. Focusing on the suffering will only cement the ideology or belief that created it. In other words, you became what you fight against. Now imagine what you can create by focusing on all the beautiful aspects of your life and what you are good at. Focus on where your life is, filled with things that make you smile. Change starts with you. All of your desires begin with the dream. Where will you place your focus tomorrow? You guys, this is piggybacking. The damn cards are piggybacking off each other, which means that this is very intentional, and very, Spirit is doing this on purpose. Your guides have so much love for you guys because they put in so much work to bring these cards to you guys. I say it like this, you guys. You have to think about what happens on the other side, right? We talk about this when we set our intentions. Think about this, you guys. And I'm being guided to tell you because I think some of you guys might have utilized the law of attraction in very small ways. Maybe you guys like, I want new headphones, and you guys got the headphones. But like now you guys are trying to create something, right? This is more complex. Maybe it's like myself, man. I'm trying to create a channel here, but there's many different aspects to it, right? And there's things that I had to do before I got here. I have spent 35 years of my life to build this channel. It's not that simple, but it's that simple, right? There's many events in my life. There's all the pain and suffering, all the wisdom, the work that I had done that got me here. There was much to be done. So think about it like this, because one of the things is you guys is your focus. Maybe you guys are lacking focus, or you need to focus. There's something huge to be said about the law of attraction. You guys are utilizing it, and maybe you guys are doubting it. If you doubt it, it won't come forth. Maybe you guys are even saying this shit's not real. It's not a good place to be in, you guys, but I want you to know it's as real as you're going to make it, right? Magic exists if you believe it. So it depends entirely on you. What is your perspective? Something activated me in it, so I wanted to tell you guys something. It says, focusing on the suffering will cement the ideology or belief that created it. In other words, you become what you fight against. Now imagine you can create it focusing on all beautiful aspects of your life and what you're good at. Focus on what you're feeling. Starts with you, all your desires. Okay. Yeah, the complexity of your guys' intentions. You have to remember this. The more complex it is, if it entails a higher dollar value, if you're trying to create a business, and if it's specific, remember that it takes more energy. Everything is energetic. Depending on what you guys are vibrating at, if you're in high energy levels, you can create that intention. But you're not the only one creating it. You're co-creating in this process. What does that all mean? It means that while you're here, you guys, at the end of the day, these are transmissions from your soul, meaning that there is a higher self, meaning that these vibrations come from somewhere. Where do they come from? Who created this place for you? God, universe, whoever you resonate with. There is a source energy, and that we all get our energy from that place. It doesn't matter what human being is on earth, we're getting it from a source. Does that source, as we get further away from God or from source or universe, it starts to distort. Your vibrations get lower and lower, right? The further you get away from it, the more in darkness you get, the further you get away from that light source. So it all goes back to what? This is why I tell other people it is imperative for you to understand the laws of the place that you're living in, right? If you live in California, it's good to know California law, right? It's good to know what you should and shouldn't be doing. It's the same thing for the universe. The universe is literally ran off of laws. So if you guys are utilizing the law of attraction, you need to understand that there's different states to it. The law of attraction also is the law of vibration, going to the law that is energy, meaning that we are energetic beings. We might be solid, so we think. This desk might be solid, but it's energetic at the end of the day. Everything is vibrating, right? Meaning that we're possibly in a hologram. This is a simulated process. We are in the mind space as well. It's these concepts are deep, but if you understand these laws, they will help you to manifest in a better way, Leos. And don't lose your zest for it. Prioritize what you need in your life. The more distractions you have, the lesser that you have your attention on what you want. Bob Proctor says, and Bob Proctor is the king of the law of attraction. He says that what you think and what you say and what you believe, what you think will be in the palm of your hand, because it's true. If you set your intentions, and you have to be super intentional about what you do, and you also have to have your focus on it. He said that there's this process, and I love this process. It may help you in your intentions. First, before I get to that, let me tell you that the law of attraction, the law of vibration, the law of cause and effect, all these things are laws of the universe. We all have to abide by it. Like the law of gravity. If I drop this card, it's without a doubt that it's going to drop. That is going to happen. The same thing is with these universal laws. Those are God's laws. That's the universe dictating to you how you have to abide by it. Some people will keep fighting it, right? It's almost like saying the law of vibration. No, he's crazy. We're not vibrating. This isn't a hologram. This isn't a simulation. Well, you're fighting against a universal law. It's like fighting against this. No, this card's going to stay right here. I know it is. Oh man, it dropped. It doesn't make sense, right? The law of attraction is telling you. So I'm getting that you guys have to be super intentional, super focused on what you guys want to bring in. I'll tell you like this. Think about your mind. They're telling you that everything is happening within your mind space. If that's the case, what if you just thought about your intention all day? Well, of course you're going to need action, but this comes from the aspect of this. If you learn about your mind, you'll understand that there is the conscious and the subconscious, and there's a superconscious, but let's just stick with those two things. We are easily programmed, I'll say it like this. Everything in our mind is a program. Everything that we do is habitual, comes from a subconscious. Your conscious mind is the thing that you do on a daily basis. You dictate its intellectual stuff, right? It's how we learn, stuff like that. But the subconscious is what we're guided on. It's our inner guidance system. And the thing is that we have programs that we're running off of that don't suit us. They're not valuable to us. And I'll give you a prime example of this. And I said this in a different reading where I used to think that all people who had money are evil, or that money is evil. Money is the root of all evil, right? But with that programming, it taught me that I was never going to have money because people who are evil have money. I needed to change that program because someone when I was a young child told me that rich people are evil. But it's probably because they had a bad experience with someone with money, or they just had bad experiences with money. Money is not evil. What is evil is people. We bring the evil to that vibration, right? So my shift was when I realized that I'm a sovereign being and I deserve to be rich. I deserve to have what I want within reason, right? But that was the shift for me. But that is the subconscious programming that I'm holding in my mind, and it dictates my life. So a lot of us, that's why they say it's imperative for us to do the work, for us to do the shadow work. That is talking about shadow work right there, right? I had to address it. I had to release it. Some of us don't even want to admit that we even have some darkness like that. But it's true because we're embarrassed or something like that. This is what I'm talking about. That one thing I was talking about can release and allow money to start coming into my life. So you need to figure out what are the core issues within my life. The law of attraction, like I said before, there are many things that got me to this channel to help aid and help and be of upliftment and enlightenment to other people. I had to serve 35 years of pain, suffering, hitting my head, trials and tribulations, abuse, neglect, all that stuff, studying, all that stuff has brought me to this point right now where now I can utilize all those skills, all that wisdom into this moment right now. The same thing works for the law of attraction. There's many parts to it. So you need to figure out what it is in the law of attraction that you're missing. And there's many points. I can go on for an hour telling you guys more about this, but maybe I'll give a master class at some point. But right now, you need to be intentional and you need to be able to focus. That was a lot for law of attraction because you have two cards talking about it. Also, you have the Ask Your Soul. So, Leos, this is something that needs to be focused on. The last card is the Soul Song, and I'm going to read out of the book, and then we're going to call it a reading because I went over the time. I've probably lost some of you guys already at this point. Hopefully, you guys are still listening because this is literally a deep reading. It says, "Tune into the soundtrack of life." Which is what, you guys? The law of vibration, frequency. We've been talking about that all day. It says, your soul emits a beautiful song. Think of it as a pulsating light, moving in the rhythm with the universe. Your song travels through light and is the background music of your life. Even if you can't hear the song with your physical ears, know it exists. We know animals hear sounds we can't. Your song is always resonating throughout the universe, along with the music of the spheres and the sound that the universe made when it was born. The greatest song of all, Om. You can tune into it through your heart and your throat. Be willing to live your life from your highest, most aligned, most loving perspective. The next song or piece of music that moves your inner world will help you tune into your soul song. Or you can go out into nature. The music of nature will balance and detoxify. Align with the sound of earth, and you will find the next steps to take. That's amazing, you guys. Yeah, so one of the things too, it's the Om chant. Sometimes, you guys, we can't bring into our reality some things because we're not grounded. It's talking about grounding your energy, as well as when you're in the meditative process, sometimes we can't calm that voice down. I know for myself, Leos, I can't turn my mind off sometimes. And it's because I can become very obsessive, and I will literally I'm always solving problems in my mind. Sometimes I have a track on repeat of situations, and it's like I'm trying to make it better, or even what I'm saying or what I'm doing, and it could be daunting. That's why I have to meditate. But a lot of us humans, it's called the monkey mind, right? It's the monkey mind. It's where we're unable to concentrate, and I think that focus you need help with it. One of the ways that we do that is chanting. So you guys might want to look up what are they called? Mantras. Mantras are different. And remember this, you guys, is in the awakening process, we have to embrace every culture. We have to embrace every school of thought. We don't have to do this, but I tell you, there are some things. We've lived many lives on this planet, whether you believe it or not. And maybe in some portion in your past life, you lived with the Hinduism or Eastern culture, and maybe these chants will bring you back, right? So you have to remember all the things on earth. This is why on the earth platform, there's distortion. There's this place where they want us to distance ourselves from each other, because each one of us holds a piece for another person, but we're too scared to ask another person for help. They want you like that. They want you not to understand people. They want you to be racist. They want you to feel like you don't belong. They want you to be in fear, because if you start asking questions, if you start interested in adventure, if you're interested in other cultures, you'll recognize that people have, you might be in a room with other people and never talk to them, but all of them have the answers to the questions that you need right now. It's why I always say, make sure you're talking to everybody. But I don't know where all that came from. I know this is helping some Leo out there, but right now, you guys, you're being guided to the chants. So Om, the way that you do that, you guys, look up mantras. The mantras usually are, I've done this myself, you guys. I know, because I resonate with Hinduism. I resonate with Buddhism. Also, these chants, I know it in a different language. So it's like, and this is how it goes. So I'll give you an example. And they usually go off of 108 times. So it will help you to calm your mind, calm the monkey mind. And also, when you say Om, it says that is when the earth was born, right? We come from the earth. We are the universe. When we tune into these Om, Shreem, when we are Om, there's many different ones. And I equate it to the chakra system as well. But these different voice activations actually help us to align our frequencies, right? We all go back to energy at the end of the day. So one of them is Om, Om, Om. You're going to do that 108 times, and you'll recognize that your mind will start, after you do that day after day, and you make it a self-practice, a self-loving practice, I promise you, you're going to have awakenings, downloads. Also, mantras to bring in prosperity. There's mantras to bring in, there's ways that you can ignite prosperity, ignite. There's different goddesses or gods that you can talk to. One of them, so there's Om Shri Mahalakshmi Namaha. For some of you guys, you might it may behoove you guys to look up who Mahalakshmi is. So it's Om Shrim Mahalakshmi, or it's Om Shrim Mahalakshmi Ye Namaha, Om Shrim Mahalakshmi Ye Namaha, and you're literally talking to this princess or goddess, or she could be known as an ascended master, right? We actually invoke that. It could be useful and helpful. She's a prosperity goddess. This is why I say it's useful. If you know this knowledge and wisdom, people, different cultures can fill in the gaps. Another one is for protection. It's, what is her name? Mahakali. And her chant is, what was it? So look up these different goddesses. They have different, but all at the end of the day, you guys, even if you don't believe in goddesses or gods or God or whatever, it goes, which I do think that you believe in that, but it gives you, it's intentional. It's where you're setting your focus at, and it all goes back to that focus, right? I forget the mantra for Maha. I think it's, I forget it right now. No, yeah, I forget it right now, you guys. But I just felt like going in detail would help you guys to better be able to manifest and draw things into your guys' environment. Hopefully you guys caught something from it. Hopefully I've activated you guys on some level. You guys, I love you guys so much. I love doing this. This helps me. This gets me going, man. Make sure to subscribe, you guys. Give me a thumbs up. There's other people that need to hear this reading. And it helps my channel to grow. So make sure to give me that thumbs up or subscribe. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. And I will catch you guys in today's daily read. All right, guys.